This is James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Reports. Now today in history is when the atomic bomb was dropped in Japan. It is amazing that we continue debate with this initial deployment of the nuclear weapon. The U.S. should never have decided to drop these atomic bombs. The decision was morally incorrect and unnecessary. Thousands of people who died who shouldn't have died, and many more became sick from radiation poisoning. Now the bomb wiped 2 entire cities off the map. How can anyone even argue for this in the first place? One of the arguments that was used to support dropping the bomb was that the Japanese forfeited their rights when they aggressively attacked Pearl Harbor and committed war crimes against prisoners and the Chinese. However, this argument does not work for a few reasons. First, there's 2 types of justice in war. There is the justice for going to war and the justice for how you fight in war. These two are separate. This argument assumes that because the U.S. had just cause for going to war, they were fighting against the Japanese aggression. However, they fought the war was automatically justified. However, that is incorrect. It is irresponsible to fight a just war unjustly. It is a distinction between ends and means. The ends do not justify the unjust means. Also, violations of the rules of war do not justify similar actions in response. Just because the Japanese fought too unjustly does not mean that we are allowed to do so as well. Saying, well, you did it too, cannot be their bias for justifying your own unjust actions. While that the Japanese did in World War II was bad, we should not just forfeit our standards and done bad things, i.e. the atomic bomb. Now, why were our leaders willing to sacrifice our moral standards of just war? They were operating under the war is hell doctrine, under which anything that brings the end of war more quickly is good. However, this is not the way to actually fight wars. If war is hell, then why do we even have rules of war? War is highly regulated social institution which humans have always created norms. Hiding behind war is hell is a cop-out used to try to escape civilian killings such as were incurred by the dropping of the atomic bomb. If these 2 arguments do not work, what do the supporters of dropping the bombs have left? Actually, they still have their strongest argument left. The dropping the bomb saved countless lives that would have been lost otherwise. Under this argument, if the U.S. had not dropped the bomb, we all would have had to invade Japan, which would have taken much more longer and would have cost much more lives. However, the problem with this is it still would have been our choice to invade Japan. A choice between the 2 is only necessary if the goal is using either of the unconditional surrender. Extreme measures would be necessary. However, such extreme measures are the only option. It might be a good idea to consider whether by dropping a nuclear bomb on the 2 cities in Japan, immediately nearly half, roughly 39,000 to 80,000 people were killed, and the rest suffered horrible deaths from the lingering effects of radiation. This has been James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Report. Subscribe if you're new. Links are below. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Our page is Media on 9/11. Thank you.